Hey guys, how you doing? Uncle Bob Connor here once again with another video, and today we're going to be looking at the Marvel Fantastic Four DVD movie complete collection, which obviously consists of three films. I'm not sure if they're going to make any more or not. Now obviously uh, one and two are connected, but sorry, the more recent one where it's sort of a reboot is not obviously not to do with the first two, but when I'm watching it, I count it as part of the franchise. I mean, I do a lot of the other stuff. Some of the stuff. I mean, most of the franchises do connect, sort of like it's one and the second one, and the third one, and the fourth one, and the fifth one. But some franchises sort of like reboots, but I still count them. If there's two or three, mostly two, I still add the third one, sort of, so it's more to sort of watch. But that's what I do anyway, even though it's not part of it. It's a reboot. I just count it and just do it when because when I'm watching it at a weekend or during the week, I just add it. So it's just something else to watch. But anyway, yeah. So anyway, three Fantastic Four movies that they've made. Obviously, the first one that they made was back in 2005. Yeah, I thought it was 2004, but it's 2005. Or was it 2004? Or maybe it was 2005 then. But anyway, it was one of the other 2004, 2005. Perhaps it was 2005. Oh, yeah, it's around about that time. So anyway, obviously they made that 2005. It was the first Fantastic Four movie that they made, obviously coming from the comics and the cartoon. And obviously it stars Jessica Alba, Chris Evans, and I'm not sure if this is right pronunciation, but is it Michael Chiklis or something like that? But anyway, yeah, it stars those guys, and it's now I think a lot of people liked it when it came out, and I sort of did in a way, but I don't know. I mean, it's good. It's a good superhero film, and it has a lot of good moments that are good, and some of the bits are good. But I don't think it's the best Marvel film ever made. I think that it could have been better. I don't know. Something is just not right about it. I don't know whether maybe it's where the Thing doesn't look as big. He looks like quite. I mean, he's big, but I think he's supposed to be a lot bigger. Doesn't look as big because I think he could be sort of a lot smaller, and he sort of doesn't really, for me, doesn't come across. I'm not sure whether it's the actor that they chose was the wrong person to choose, because I don't think he'd been in many movies, and I don't think he's the best actor. Whether it was that, or whether he just wasn't that big, and I think he should have been bigger, and I don't think he does. Doesn't think it shows the Thing in his great, the Human Torch looks pretty good in it. Quite like him. I think he's okay. Invisible Woman is alright. Keeps going invisible. That's pretty much basically. I mean, she's alright. I mean, Jessica Alba's alright. I don't know if she's the best actress in the world, but she's alright. Mr. Fantastic. I mean, I think looks pretty good in it. Stretching out, and so I don't think there's much more they could do with him in regards to how he looks. I think his looks pretty okay in it. But as regards to the movie, yeah, I don't know. I think it takes them quite a while to actually get their powers, and then sort of say they're going to be the Fantastic Four, and then they sort of do a few things where they try, saving people, but then there's not really much. And then they come back from outer space, and then they're in the hospital, and then they're doing a lot of tests on each other to see what's going on, like discovering their powers. And it sort of takes a while to sort of develop, and they don't really go into much battling criminals. There's not really much of that. And yeah, I mean, there's not really much going on, just a lot of tests, a lot of talking, discovering their powers, and sort of, getting used to them. And then it sort of all leads to the final battle with Doom, which I think the last final battle is okay. It's quite fun and quite enjoyable, and I do like it in a certain way. Um, Maybe it could have been better, but yeah, the end scene is okay to be fair. But I think it's mostly the middle of the movie that's not that great, to be honest. Yeah, it's just bits and pieces that I don't like, but it's all right. Now going on to Rise of the Silver Surfer. Obviously, it's for returning people from the first, and they're all right in it, I guess. Pretty much same as they were in the first, and obviously now the Rise of the Silver Surfer. It's about Silver Surfer, and he's pretty good in it. Well, to an extent. You see most of his powers he uses. Um, I'm not sure if it could have been better or not, whether that's the full extent of him, but he's okay in it. I think, but the only issue is about him eating planets, which I think is a bit much. You know, how could someone, eat a full planet's a bit much. But other than that, I think he looks okay in that. But as regards to the film, it's not that great, to be fair. It's probably weaker than the first, and I don't think it done that great when it come out. I think it was about 2007 when it come out. I mean, I was quite excited to see it because it was just a Marvel film with characters, and I quite was excited to see it. But yeah, I don't think it's as good. As I say, the middle bit's all just going after the Silver Surfer, which is all right to some extent, but it's not that great. And then they finally capture Silver Surfer, then he escapes, and they go after that. I can't remember what the character's name, but the giant guy or whatever his name is, and you don't really see much of him, and it's not looking that great. You don't see much, and then there's a few problems where the Invisible Woman ends up getting killed, and then they revive her, and it's not that great. But it's just all right, I think, really, in places. But there's a few issues with it. Obviously, it's not as good as the first. But as again, I think that's why they decided to make a reboot of them, because they just wasn't made. I think they just need to actually redo the franchise again and then make them better. I don't know why they just don't make them like the other Marvel films, to be honest, like Captain America and Iron Man. They'd be so much better. Yeah, it seems to be like they're not as good as made as those. Maybe it's a different director, or they're just done differently. They just don't seem to be as good as those. I don't know why, But yeah, the action scenes and that, and the, just general don't seem to be as good. But anyway, yeah. So anyway, we'll see the reboot. I'm not sure, I think it was about 2015, yeah, reboot. Now, this is younger actors playing them. Obviously, it's no one from them. It's like all four young actors. And they do quite well, to be honest. They're all young and up and comers. I think some of them have been in other films. I'm not too familiar with them, but I mean they do okay. They're all right as the characters. However, I don't think they're that great, to be honest. I think even the reboot, I don't think they're better than the original characters, to be honest. I don't think I enjoyed it them as much. So actually, even though they're not great, I think the early ones are better. The characters are better than these, and it takes them quite a while to get used to their powers and stuff. And then they're locked up for a while, and then it's not great. They don't rescue much people, and there's not much going on. There's bits and pieces, but not much. And as regards to the film, I mean, it's one way better because it's rebooted and it's done better. But then again, I don't think I enjoy it as much. And yeah, I don't. I mean, some people might say it's better, but I don't think that I like it better than the other two, and I don't think it is better. But there's bits that it is better, and sometimes it looks better. But the bits and pieces, but I think the first two are better, to be honest. So yeah, So guys, that's pretty much the end of the video. So, hope you guys enjoy this. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos, and yeah, as I said, don't forget to subscribe, and hope you guys enjoy this video. So, take care guys, see you soon, bye for now, take care, cheers.